I want you to imagine walking into a massive sports bar or maybe a luxury cruise ship.
Or like a giant casino floor.
Yeah, exactly. You look around, and there are dozens of screens all playing crystal clear 4K video simultaneously.
All perfectly synced up.
Right, no lag, no buffering, just perfect picture. So how does a building actually pull that off without, completely crashing the network?
Well, it's a great question, because if you've ever tried streaming a single 4K movie at home while someone else in the house is downloading a game.
Oh, it is a nightmare. Everything just crawls.
It does. You know firsthand that bandwidth is incredibly fragile. The secret to that flawless public picture isn't magic. It's hidden infrastructure.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into the exact kind of professional-grade hardware that makes this possible. Specifically, we're looking at the product page for the Thor Broadcast H-4K-SOLO-MOD.
Yeah, the 4-channel 4K HDMI RS CATV modulator.
Right, it's a total mouthful. But it is the unsung hero of commercial video. Okay, let's unpack this. Sending 4 raw 4K streams to dozens of screens is, well, it's like pushing an ocean of water through a garden hose. How does this single one-rack unit box act as a universal translator for all that data?
What's fascinating here is the specific tech mentioned in the text. The device uses advanced HEVC compression, which is also known as H.265.
Okay.
And it takes up to 3840 by 2160 4K HDMI inputs and encodes them.
Well, think about a traditional video feed. It's sending data for every single pixel on the screen, 60 times a second.
Wow, so literally an ocean of data.
Exactly. But H.265 is a smarter way to pack it. Instead of refreshing the whole screen, it only sends the pixels that actually change.
Oh, so like if you're watching a football game, the camera is locked on a player running across the field. The compression algorithm just updates the pixels making up the moving player and leaves the static green grass alone. Right, which saves a ton of space. It shrinks the file size down dramatically while keeping that razor-sharp 4K resolution.
Yeah.
And that is exactly why you don't see buffering screens at a venue.
But compression is only half the battle, right? Once the Thor unit compresses those massive inputs, it still has to distribute them.
Yeah, and that's where multiplexing comes in. It takes those streams so they can travel smoothly over standard existing coaxial TV cables or Ethernet IT networks.
Because, a hospital or sports bar doesn't want to rip out their walls to install new fiber optic cables for every single TV.
Right, they want to use the pipes they already have. Imagine a high-speed freight train. Instead of sending thousands of loose individual packages down the tracks, multiplexing organizes all those different 4K streams into standardized shipping containers.
Ah, neatly bundled together.
Exactly, into one incredibly efficient transport stream. That single train can glide right down the building's existing tracks without any traffic jams.
So it takes this massive influx of raw 4K data, compresses it brilliantly by only updating what moves, and packages it perfectly. Here's where it gets really interesting, though. We have to look at the product page text to see who's actually buying this stuff.
Yeah, the economics of it.
Because the text lists an MSRP of $7,995 marked down to $4,995 today. Clearly this isn't a consumer gadget for a living room. What specific specs justify this commercial price tag?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, you aren't just paying for the 4K resolution. The text specifically highlights an M-error greater than 40 dB.
Wait, really? MR? That's modulation error ratio, right? Is that basically a measure of signal clarity, like the signal-to-noise ratio in audio, but for video?
That is a perfect way to look at it, actually. MR measures how much margin for error you have before the digital signal falls off a cliff.
And the picture breaks up into those ugly, pixelated blocks?
Yeah, nobody wants that. An MER over 40 decibels ensures highly reliable broadcast distribution. It means the signal is incredibly clean and robust, even over long distances.
Which totally explains the target audience listed on the product page. They're selling this to hotels, corporate campuses, hospitals, and digital signage networks. Places where system failure isn't just an annoyance, it's a massive operational problem.
Exactly. If a Vegas sportsbook drops the feed during the Super Bowl or a hospital loses its emergency signage, it's a disaster. That price tag buys the absolute certainty that the 4K stream won't fail.
So what does this all mean? We've traced how a heavy-duty piece of rack-mounted hardware translates raw 4K HDMI inputs into reliable streams from massive networks.
It really is a great reminder of how much of our digital experience relies on the invisible stability of enterprise-grade hardware.
It is. So the next time you're sitting in a hospital waiting room or a sports bar marveling at a razor-sharp 4K display, look away from the screen for a second. Ask yourself, what invisible, high-powered box is quietly working in a closet down the hall to make that image possible?